Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. This is Joe here. We're at the Lowe's Garden Center. We're going to walk through and see if they have anything new for the weekend. Curious when we might start seeing some mums. I mean, Halloween stuff is out already, so mums are right around the corner from a plant perspective, I would suspect. We'll see if they have any this weekend, starting here at Lowe's. I'll do a update for Home Depot tomorrow. For those of you new to this channel, welcome you to subscribe. It really helps out my small channel. Always welcome comments and suggestions along the way as well. I am in the Tucson area. Tucson is zone 9A or B, depending on where you're at, of course. And it's going to be a lovely 106 degrees today, so it's going to be a toasty one. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, so right now it's in the 80s. But give it another hour or so, and we'll be pushing the hundreds. So best to get started early. So with that, I'm gonna check out the outside of Lowe's first, and then we'll see what's going on inside. So here on the outside of the garden center, things are looking nice and healthy. Some beautiful bougainvillea pixies. These in this larger containers are $28. And then they do have some climbing bougainvillea for 31. Some nice oleander. These are $28. And just a reminder, probably part of this plant is toxic. And some nice Texas sage for 28. Beautiful lantana in a couple of different colors. I see yellow, I see purple, I see some mixed varieties. These individual packs are $9. They also have some lantana in these beautiful decorative blue pots for 29. Lots of beautiful vinca. These individual pots are $8. And then I do see some decorative blue pots with a mix of vinca. These are $15. Some beautiful fish hook barrel cactus. These are $10, cold hardy to 25 degrees. Some nice large containers of the elephant bush for $31. What I like about the elephant bush is that it is very drought tolerant, loves the sun, don't need to water it a lot, just beautiful. And some nice slipper plant. These are available for $31. Cold hardy to 32 degrees. I would recommend putting these in pots. You can put them in the ground, but they tend to just pop up everywhere after a year or two. If you're okay with that, put them in the ground. These large golden barrels are looking nice and healthy and happy. These are $60, cold hardy to 20 degrees. And a beautiful selection of these false sororos. These are $60, cold hardy to 25 degrees. So this is the outside of the Lowe's Garden Center. Let's jump inside and see what they've got going on. All right, well, things are looking nice and fresh here on the inside of the Garden Center. Let's see what they have. Some nice potted vinca in these purple pots for $17. And then, of course, some individual pots of vinca for $3. Lots of different color options, of course. And in the top racks, look at all of the baby spider plants. These hanging baskets are $25. And again, they are packed with babies, so for $25, you could have a lot of spider plants. It's looking beautiful. The celosia is looking nice and healthy. These individual pots are also $3. And then we got Frina. These little purple balls of color are also $3. These, of course, are an annual. And then some beautiful moss roses for $3 as well. Some beautiful English ivy. These individual packs are $6. Most would could go good in a hanging basket or in with some other plants that you might have in a pot. Looking nice, draping down. And the sweet potato vine is definitely vining. These individual pots are $6. Been really nice and healthy this morning. And some nice individual packs of rosemary for $6. And the blue fescue is $8. Of course, that's an ornamental grass, which would be a perennial. So it is got that nice blue color to it. And the cordyline is also a nice add to a pot maybe that you have with mixed plants. These cordylines are $6. Some nice hanging baskets of the vinca for $17. I do like this mixed pot of Angelonia. It's in the decorative blue pot for $20. This is an annual. Cold hardy to about 40 degrees. Looking lovely. Purslane just gets covered with flowers. As soon as the sun hits these this morning, they will be in full bloom. This is an annual. Cold hardy to 32 degrees. And again, you could put this in a hanging basket or a pot. Lots of larger individual packs of vinca. One thing about vinca, you'll see it come out in the April time frame, and you'll still see it available on the shelves, at least here in Tucson, through the end of the season, and it just blooms throughout the season as well. Of course, I love coneflower. These come in a variety of colors. These are looking nice and healthy. These yellow ones, these are $14. These are perennials. You know, last time I was here, they had several of these on the clearance rack. We'll have to check that out here in a few minutes and see what the clearance rack looks like. But being perennials, anything that's on the clearance rack from a perennial perspective will come back next year and look just as new as these do. So always check out the clearance section. And some individual packs of the Angelonia. This is the raspberry. These are $12. There's the dark purple. Again, Angelonia at $12. And this is the cherry red for $12. Some beautiful beach bum blues. These little blue flowers. These are an annual. They are $12. Cold hardy to 32 degrees. And I do like this lemon zest lantana with the white and the yellow. It's an annual, $12. I bought 3 of these probably 2 weeks ago, and I still need to pot them up. I'm doing a video of that hopefully later today. Some little individual pots of the Bougainvillea Pixie. These are $10. And some nice Adenium Desert Roses. These are $31. I do like these because these are not grafted. They're looking nice and healthy. Just a reminder, I do have a video, Desert Rose 101. It's several weeks back, but it has a lot of basic information that you'd need to know about desert roses. These can be a little finicky, but they are beautiful. And I don't know, once you buy one, it's like a potato chip. You have one, you just can't have one. So if you buy a desert rose, pretty much guarantee you'll have 2, and then before you know it, you'll have over 100 like I do. Some beautiful Plumeras, nice selection. $31. As a reminder, these are tropical. So once it gets down into the 30s, you'll want to move these indoor or in a sunroom, your garage. They typically drop their leaves over winter, but they come back just as beautiful and strong in the spring. I have one that's probably about 10 feet tall with lots of branches, and it just gets covered with beautiful blooms. Some beautiful cannas in these decorative gray pots for $30. Look at the blooms on these. And I do like the dark purple colors. Very nice cannas. And of course, I'm always drawn to these little cactus gardens. These are nice terracotta pots. $37. You got 6 or 7 cactus. They also have available in these little barrels for $33. And Lowe still has some of the cactus gardens in this nice ceramic. These are $27. Or you can just drop these down in your own pots. These are $30. There's some cactus and some nice elephant bush mixed with some other succulents, so lots of good options. This aloe swordfish in these decorative gray pots are $30. These are cold hardy to 0 degrees. These would typically go on the ground, but you could keep them in this decorative pot that it comes in for maybe a year. I would probably, if you're going to put it in a pot, I'd put it maybe in a terracotta pot or a nice ceramic pot. Looking beautiful. Same thing with this red yucca. This is $30 in the decorative pot. Red yucca is heat tolerant, drought tolerant, doesn't require a lot of water. It's these red stalks. Cold hardy to a -20. And again, these are $30. And then anything agave, you can't go wrong. These variegated agaves in the decorative pots are $30. Man, these get pretty big, so eventually it's going to have to be moved out of this pot into a much larger pot or most likely in the ground. I just love that agave comes in so many different varieties and colors. I also bought one of these a few weeks back that I need to repot in a different pot. These are $40. It's looking beautiful. And of course, these blue glow agaves and burgundy on the sides are $40. A big cart of these beautiful pothos. These are hanging baskets for $13. But look at how nice and healthy these look. Now, for those of you here in Tucson, this is the Valencia Lowe's, which happens to be one of my favorite Lowe's locations for plants. They're always so healthy and fresh here at this location. They really do a nice job of caring for these. So if you have not been to this location, I encourage you to check it out. I am starting to see the herbs and vegetables kind of sneak back in the picture for late fall planting here in the Tucson or warmer climates. I'm not going to go through each of these, but Lowe's and likely Home Depot will start to have a little bit more stock. Not like you would typically see in the spring, but definitely for late season planting. And I see some tomatoes and just a mix of different things. So if you need to refresh or do some late season planting, check out Lowe's. And some more individual pots of the lantana. These are $12. Some beautiful individual pots of the lantana mixed, different colors. These are $15. Again, you want to drop these down into your own pot or even in the ground. Some nice mix of the salvia. Oh, the tag's getting away from me for some reason. These are $15. And again, you would want to put these down into your own pot. And then some nice mix of Angelonia with spikes. These are 20. Just looking beautiful. And of course, I always say, check out the racks, because this is where the freshest arrivals are for the weekend. Take a look at the Coreopsis. Just looking beautiful. These are 14. Some beautiful celosia. These larger individual pots are 8. And some nice purslane for 8. Some beautiful red vinca for 8. And some beautiful Angelonia for 12. And look at the hanging baskets of vinca for 17. Some more individual fresh pots of vinca for 12. Look at this lantana. Also for 12. And these heathers with the little purple flowers for 11. And some individual packs of the moss roses for 3. Just beautiful. Some new arrivals of the succulent gardens for $35. Look at how beautiful the colors are on these. Just love it. And they have these terracotta side pots for $37, packed with succulents. Now these are flat, so you would actually tip this down and it would kind of look like it's fallen over, if you will. So these will kind of spill out and look just beautiful. And you know, you're getting a very nice terracotta pot, which will last for years to come. And of course, the succulents offer $37. Some beautiful kalanchoes. You know, I didn't see these for several weeks, and now they are definitely coming back now that it's supposed to be getting cooler here in Tucson. These are $8. Just a reminder, these are toxic. And some beautiful crown of thorns. Look at these. Just so fresh on these carts for $13. And some beautiful bougainvillea in these decorative plastic gray pots for $30. These cream de mints have a nice color in the sun here. These are $45. And they're cold hardy to 10 degrees. These boxwood native plums. I also have one of these needing to be planted up in a pot. I'm going to put it in. These are cold hardy to 30 degrees, and they're available for $28. Look at these little compact myrtles for $30. These are cold hardy to 20 degrees, and again for $30. Some beautiful boxwoods. You could make a hedge out of these, or you could put these in individual pots or plant them individually, in fact. These are cold hardy to a -10, available for $35. These little climbing figs are available for $15. They're cold hardy to 20 degrees. Love the variegation on these. The yellow and the green. These are $13. I have a couple of these in pots. I also have some on the ground. These are cold hardy to a -10 degrees. These sweet flags have a nice color. These are $18. Cold hardy to a -20. These Stokes. And some unique coloring. These are also great for hedges, $18. Cold hardy to 0 degrees. The hibiscus is looking beautiful in these decorative gray pots for 30. And as we get later in the season, the mandevilla are definitely coming back. I do like these yellow. These are $23. And some beautiful jasmine. These are 23. And some very healthy looking gardenias. These are available for $30, cold hardy to 10 degrees. They get covered with those little white flowers. Some more options for mandevilla. These are $33 in the gray decorative pots, and you could probably keep those in these pots or put in your own. These do climb, and they just get covered with those either white or red and white flowers, pink. Now here in the Tucson sun, like the 107-degree sun today, probably would maybe burn these leaves a little bit, so take that in consideration. Once we get down into the 90s and the 80s, these will really thrive. When you're over 100 and sunny here in Tucson, these don't do so well, probably in your location as well. Once you hit 100 degrees, just about anything struggles, except for maybe a cactus. And they do have these climbing gardenias. These are $50. Again, cold hardy to 10 degrees. Just a very large selection of hibiscus. Now this size is normally $30 on sale for $20, so it's a good deal. And back to the gardenias, they just have a very large selection here at this Lowe's on Valencia in Tucson. Some more mandevilla in these decorative pink and red pots. These are $29. And then similarly, they have some of the hibiscus in the decorative red and yellow pots. For $29. And then they have some lantana in decorative pots too. Now, these decorative pots, they're nice. They have a regular gray nursery pot drop down into the decorative pot. So you could continue to use this throughout the season and into next year. Eventually, these will probably fade and you'll want to put down into your own pot. And again, hibiscus is tropical, so you'll want to make sure that you overwinter these. And some beautiful agave options. These are $28. Porcupine agave is also $28. Again, agave comes in so many different varieties. And these do well in pots, although these tend to get rather large, and also do well in the ground, of course. And look at how beautiful these look with the sun hitting them just right. These are $31. And my theme continues. I purchased one of these a few weeks ago and I have yet to pot it up. It's just been too hot. Some beautiful small golden barrels for $10. The felt plant lives up to its name because its leaves are very felty. These are $11. Cold hardy to 36 degrees. Some beautiful larger pots of succulents for $10. Some more crown of thorns for $13. And the rock purslane are $10. Look at the beautiful purple color. cold hardy at 32 degrees for $27. Sun goddesses for $37, cold hardy at 20 degrees. Get covered with beautiful flowers in the spring. And I do love the elephant bush. These larger pots are $23. They have some false ocotillo for $13. Just be careful because these are cold hardy to about 28 degrees. So if you get much cooler than that, you'd want to maybe put these in a pot and drag them indoors or cover them. Here in Tucson, especially in the area that I live in, overnight it can get into the mid to even low 20s occasionally. So you just have to be aware of that and be careful. These smaller pots of elephant bush are $10. An elephant bush does come in a couple different varieties. This kaleidoscope is in the elephant bush family. These tend to be a little bit more expensive than the other varieties. These are cold hardy at 30 degrees, and these are $19. And some very large pots of the crown of thorns. Look at how beautiful those are. These are $31. And look at the purple flowers putting on a show in the sun. Again, $11 for this individual pack, cold hardy to 20 degrees. And then they do have some coreopsis in these decorative yellow pots. These are 20, cold hardy to a negative 40. Of course, these are perennials, so these will come back every year. We do have some of the matte rush ornamental grass. This is $23. Cold hardy to 20 degrees. And as mentioned, the clearance section is always a good spot to check out. And as I predicted, they do have some comb flowers. Again, these are looking a little rough, but these will come back beautifully next year. So these are typically $14, so you can pick them up for $7. And I see some other perennials here, so I always recommend that you check out the clearance section at Lowe's first, because this location in Valencia does have a nice selection. Again, these are half off. There's some very tall oleander. These are $100. And again, just a reminder that every part of this plant is toxic, so careful with your little ones and your pets. Rose does have some nice vining options available. So $31. It's climbing figs. The larger size are $40. So if you're looking for a climber, check out Lowe's. Look at that dwarf pink powder puff for $33. Some beautiful pencil cactus. These larger pots are $60. And these will get even redder as it gets cooler. Look at the flower on this hibiscus. It's beautiful for $30. As we get later in the season, I'm seeing less and less of the Texas sage, but it is still available. These are $26. And they do have some golden barrels in these decorative burgundy pots. These are $30. These will eventually outgrow these pots, so you want to put it in a bigger pot eventually, or in the ground. Look at the flowers on the big reds. These are $25. Look at how beautiful these are. $26. Cold hardy at 10 degrees, just beautiful. The bees are loving these Tacomas this morning. The Tacoma comes in a lot of different blooming varieties. These are $26. And they just always seem to be in bloom, so I do love me some Tacoma. So love the purple bougainvillea. These are $26. And this Lowe's location has a huge selection of Tacomas, so any color variety you need, this location has them. Some nice olive trees. These in these larger containers are $125. It's more of the oleander. Just love the flowers. These are on sale, normally $28, on sale for $20. Just remember, they're toxic. It's beautiful little johns for $30. These are also $30, looking nice and healthy. I do like these crepe myrtles. They also come in a wide variety of colors. These are $45. Cold hardy to a -10. And I do want to come back to the oleanders for just a second. Again, I always point out that these are toxic, but I got to tell you, there's a lot of things in your yard that are toxic. If you have gasoline, that's toxic. Your fertilizers are toxic. Your weed killers are toxic. So you just have to plant these wisely and put them in areas that your pets and your little ones can't get to. No different than you would with anything else that can be toxic. So sometimes these get a bad rap, but they are beautiful, and as long as you plant them wisely, they can be a beautiful addition to your yard. So again, nice job to this Lowe's location here in Valencia. If you're here in Tucson, this location just, again, is always so well stocked, and everything is well cared for and so healthy. Let's jump inside Lowe's and see real quick what they have for Halloween. So Lowe's is definitely getting well stocked up for Halloween. I am not going to go through all of these. I may do a separate video just on Halloween at Lowe's and Home Depot, but not in this one. So just giving you a heads up that your local Lowe's probably has their Halloween decorations out, as does Home Depot. And I gotta tell you, if you go to Hobby Lobby, they already have their Christmas out. So I guess we're heading into that time of year. And as I'm walking back out to the garden center, I might as well point out that Lowe's has a beautiful selection of houseplants. Again, I'm not going to go through these. If you're in need of a houseplant, check out Lowe's, Home Depot as well, and of course your local nursery. Lowe's just turned on their misters because it's starting to get hot. So if it looks cloudy, it's the mist. And I do want to mention again, Lowe's has a beautiful selection of pots. So if you're in need of a pot, I recommend that you check out Lowe's, Home Depot, your local nursery, Home Goods at Home. All of those locations have beautiful selections of terracotta, plastic, porcelain, ceramic, metal, you name it, they've got it. So I always recommend that you check out each of those locations before you make a purchase, because they tend to have different sales at different times of the year. You can find some really good deals. So this is going to wrap up my very misty tour of the Lowe's Garden Center. Very nice for the weekend. Lots of fresh arrivals. Very healthy. Again, if you're new to this channel, welcome you to subscribe. It really helps out my small channel. Always welcome comments and suggestions. If there's something that you want me to particularly zero in on next time, let me know. I am not going to leave with anything from the Lowe's Garden Center today. I just have so much at home that I still need to pot. I'll be doing videos on those, so watch for that. I'll also be doing a walkthrough of Home Depot probably tomorrow, so watch for that as well. And then I'll probably do a separate video just for Halloween between Lowe's and Home Depot. So that'll be upcoming as well. With that, happy planting, stay cool, and have a good rest of your weekend. We'll see you next time.